TOKYOWELD 50th Anniversary. Since its founding in 1971, TOKYOWELD has established a reputation as a world-class manufacturer of production equipment for components that enable our everyday electronic devices. As an equipment manufacturer, TOKYOWELD has played a key part in contributing to the technological innovation of the electronic component industry. Now, let's look back on TOKYOWELD's history from its founding to the present. In the early 1970s, made in Japan was becoming synonymous worldwide with high performance and quality, and so Tokyo was chosen to accompany the main product line of welding machines for the corporate name. Thus, TOKYOWELD was founded in 1971 in Ota Ward in Tokyo, with a name that anyone could understand. The history of TOKYOWELD begins in 1972 with the release of the TWA 950 welding machine for welding leads onto resistor components. Next, the TWA 240 welding machine, TWA 1300S sorting machine, TWA 15M marking machine, and TWA 800 taping machine were designed, all critical for the production of resistors. With this product lineup, TOKYOWELD began gaining recognition as the only company worldwide who could provide all equipment for a factory's integrated production line. With the completion of the TWA 7.5M machine for inspection and stamping of glass diodes in 1980, TOKYOWELD also began providing equipment to the semiconductor industry. In 1981, the Numazu office was established in Ozawa Town in Numazu City, and the following year, TOKYOWELD celebrated its 10th anniversary. In 1983, TOKYOWELD brought to market the TWA 840, the world's fastest welding machine, and also added the TWA 120MF and TWA 600MF to its product lineup for printing color codes on resistors. As a provider of production equipment, TOKYOWELD had become a key player in the resistor market. In the 1970s, as the standard of living rose dramatically in Japan and entertainment and home appliances became commonplace in people's homes, TOKYOWELD was proud to have its equipment play a key role in manufacturing the components that enabled those appliances. In 1984, having established a solid position in the resistor market, TOKYOWELD expanded its offices to Matsumoto City and Asago City with the aim of developing new business. It was around this time that the shape of mainstream resistor components began shifting from the traditional cylindrical shape to today's square shape, and in 1986, TOKYOWELD completed development of a new prototype taping machine for these chip components, the TWA 600CH. 2 years later, TOKYOWELD debuted the TWA 6000, a taping machine capable of processing 1,000 parts per minute, the fastest in the world at that time. Many of the key design elements from the TWA 6000 continue to live on in TOKYOWELD's taping machines today. By developing technology capable of handling chip components, TOKYOWELD has been able to gradually expand into other chip component markets, such as capacitors, to the extent that throughout the electronic component industry, TOKYOWELD has become recognized as the taping machine provider of choice. In 1989, production for Asia was expanded with a new factory in Taiwan. The following year, domestic production was also expanded with a new factory in the Numazu Industrial Park. Shortly thereafter, TOKYOWELD celebrated its 20th anniversary. Here, at the peak of the Japanese bubble economy, demand for electronic components rapidly grew with the rise of new home electronics such as game consoles and CD players, and TOKYOWELD continued to innovate new technologies to support this booming demand. Following a remodel of the Tokyo headquarters in 1992, the Suzhou factory was established in China in 1993 to further expand business operations in Asia. Later, in 1998, the Ida R&D Center was added to strengthen product development. Throughout the 1990s, TOKYOWELD continued to develop new products, such as the TWA 1381 for high-speed measurement and sorting, the TWA 6142 for the measurement and taping of high-frequency components, and the TMT series for integrated production lines of chip diodes. The all-new TWA 500 AG was developed for component electrode termination. Based on TOKYOWELD's conventional taping technology, the system adopts the carrier tape transfer technology, but also includes several modifications and improvements. TOKYOWELD also revamped its flagship taping machine, the TWA 6600, increasing its capacity to 1,500 parts per minute and setting a new world record. Global chip component demand continued to grow throughout the 1990s with the increase in digital electronics, such as cell phones, laptop computers, and DVDs, and the rise of the Internet. In 2001, the Numazu Technical Center was built to consolidate TOKYOWELD's core technologies and design teams at a single location. In 2007, a new factory in Suzhou, China was built. Around this time, there was a change in market demand for electronic components. Size became smaller and production volume began to grow. In response to this, TOKYOWELD developed the TWA 6604, a high-speed taping machine specifically for small components. The TWA 6606, which as a high-end model could process 5,000 pieces per minute for chip components of 0402 size. At this time, 0402 was the world's smallest sized component, and the handling speed shocked the passive component world. It was also during this period that global demand for chip LEDs increased due to the switch from fluorescent lamps to LED lighting, and the adoption of LED backlights for televisions and smartphones. At TOKYOWELD, we developed the TWA 2103 for measuring and sorting chip LEDs based on luminescence, and also the TWA 6158 for chip LED taping, so that TOKYOWELD became well known in the LED market as well. In 2010, the TWA 4100, which provides 6-sided optical inspection of chip components, was completed and became to be a major pillar of TOKYOWELD new business. The system uses a glass table for component transfer and technology for position control of individual components to realize full-scale inspection of miniature electronic components. Whereas manual visual inspection had previously been employed for component inspection, TOKYOWELD's automated inspection system provided considerable labor saving and became a big hit with manufacturers, with total shipments exceeding 2,000 units. Manufacturers were overwhelmed with the rapid processing speed of 12,000 units per minute, and the widespread success of this product has further enhanced TOKYOWELD as the standard for optical inspection in the electronic components industry. Global demand for electronic components continues to expand, in particular with the increasing demand of smartphones from 2010, as well as smart devices such as speakers and appliances that connect to IoT technology. In 2015, the Numazu No. 2 factory was built to meet growing orders for equipment from electronic component manufacturers overseas. In 2016, the Bangkok office was established. In 2018, the Philippines factory was built, and the original Numazu factory was remodeled and completed as the new technical center for the Numazu No. 1 plant. And in 2020, TOKYOWELD celebrated its 50th anniversary. As you can see, TOKYOWELD has been changing with the times, along with the technology of electronic components. What kind of world is waiting for the future 10 or 20 years from now? Autonomous driving, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, flight and space development. Expectations for the future are growing, enabled by rapidly evolving technology. No matter how much technology advances or how much the world changes, electronic components will surely continue to support our lives in the future. TOKYOWELD will continue to be the world's number one manufacturer of inspection and manufacturing equipment for electronic components. This is our mission. It's been this way since our founding in 1971 and will continue to be going forward. This is the only thing that remains unchanged for us. And there are three key words we should cherish in order to continue staying number one in the world. A global leader. To be a company that accurately understands the trends and needs of the industry and world, and to continue to be a global leader. Innovation. Create innovative devices and technologies. Being a professional group that continues to create innovative devices faster than anywhere else in the world. Satisfaction. Pursue the happiness of all involved. Being a company where customers, suppliers, employees and their families, local residents, and everyone involved in TOKYOWELD can be happy. This is our mission at TOKYOWELD. All TOKYOWELD employees share this feeling in their approach to their daily work. With gratitude to everyone who has supported us so far, we aim to be a company that can continue to contribute to our new future based on the technology, knowledge, and trust that we have cultivated over 50 years of TOKYOWELD history.